Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel Hell Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, NRL has 3 games Saturday morning. I bring you a preview, results and scorers of those 3 games. And Tom Johnston's time at Wakefield comes to an end. Now let's get into the NRL, as there were 3 games showed on TV during this compact NRL round 18. A desperate Roosters side sitting in 10th place on the Telstra Premiership ladder shift their home game to Central Coast Stadium for their crucial battle with the St George-Illawarra in our first game. The Tricolours haven't been so low on the ladder at this time of the year since they were 15th place in 2016, meaning we'll have to see something special from Trent Robinson's men to get them back into the Premiership contention. A 4-game losing streak could be extended to 5 if the Dragons have their say. The Red V, coming off a shock 32 points to 18 loss to the Broncos, are in a similar position to the Roosters, with every game crucial from here on in. The Dragons have the hoodoo over the Roosters as an Anzac Day thriller in April, with this match promising to be another close one on the coast. And with that, here are all the teams. The Roosters have a double blow in the front row, with Lindsay Collins out after suffering a head knock in Origin on Wednesday night, and George-Illawarra falling short in his bid to return from a hamstring injury. It means that Nat Butcher starts, with Drew Hutchinson and new signing Matt Lodge joining the interchange. The rest of the Origin contingents are also too good and are good to go, with Captain James Tedesco and fellow Blues Daniel Tupou and Angus Crichton named in the starting lineup. The Dragons, with Jaden Hunt and Josh Kerr out, Josh Maguire and Billy Burns join the bench. Captain Ben Hunt will start following his heroics for the Queensland side in Origin 3. Winger Mikiali Ravalawa has an hamstring injury, sees Tautau Moga join the starting lineup, while Jack DeBelling also starts in the place of the suspended Tariq Sims. A fantastic effort from the Roosters sees them come up 54 points to 26 victors over the Dragons. The scoring started when Joseph Manu found Victor Radley after his break, and he went in to score on the 12th minute. Joseph Manu then scored one from himself, diving over from acting half-back. Then the Dragons came back, with Ben Hunt and Zach Lomax both scoring. Half-time scoring was in the Dragons' favour, as Zach Lomax's penalty on the 35th minute saw them go to 14 points to 12. Connor Watson scored on the 42nd minute for the Roosters to give them the lead back, but Aaron Wood's sim binning saw a Sam Walker conversion. Then 2 quick tries. Joseph Manu scored again, with Sam Walker doubling it up, and James Tedesco leaving the imprints of the 12 men going back to 13, giving the Roosters the lead. This after Matthew Fagia scored on the 49th minute, while Aaron Woods was in the bin. Cody Ramsey then scored for the Dragons for their final points, as Zach Lomax converted his final for 4 from 4. But Joseph Sawali, Paul Momorowski and Jake Tedesco finish off the scoring, with Sam Walker kicking 9 out of the 10 conversion attempts. The Roosters have lost, though, Sitieli Tupanua and Billy Smith to serious knee injuries, while Siosua Takiaho has a fractured cheekbone on a tough afternoon at the Central Coast. Now let's go on to the second game as the Manly Seagulls return to Four Pines Park for a third consecutive match on Saturday night, looking to get back into the top 8 when they host arch rivals Newcastle Knights. With a 4-way logjam around the 8th spot on the Telstra Premiership's ladder, Manly have proven they're still alive without Tom Trbojevic, stringing together 3 wins in the past month and remaining in finals contention. The Knights are coming off a high-scoring 40 points to 28 loss in round 17 and are look like a team who aren't completely on the same page, despite several stars in their lineup. Manly got the victory in the corresponding match in round 5, a 30 points to 6 win in Newcastle, and will be looking to make it 2 from 2 in 2022 on Saturday. So here are the teams 24 hours out. Manly coach Des Hasler has named the same 17 that got the job done against Melbourne, with Origin stars Daly Cherry Evans and Jake Trbojevic set to get into the squad after Wednesday's decider. Josh-Illawarra is currently listed as the 18th man after missing round 16 due to a concussion. For the Knights, Kalen Ponga, Jacob Safiti and Dane Gagai have been named to return after Origin 3. Ponga hasn't featured for the Knights since the round 15 after back-to-back head knocks. Centre Bradman Bess, who is out after suffering a new injury to his thumb in the loss to the Rabbitohs. Hooker Jaden Brayley returns to the starting lineup in his second game from injury, and Chris Randall drops to the reserves. Leo Thompson was named in place of Pasami Saulo on the interchange when the squad was cut to 19 players on Friday. And it was a resounding victory for the Manly Seagulls as they won 42 points to 12 against the Knights. It was 14 points to 6 at half time, but it was Manly who were in the lead. Tolotau Kola scored on the 11th minute, with Jason Saab scoring on the 13th minute, which sandwiched an Adam Clune try for him and Kalen Ponga conversion. Daly Cherry Evans converted 2, and as a result of Anthony Milford sin-binning on the 39th minute, kicked a half-time hooter penalty for that 14 points to 6 scoreline at half-time. Saab doubled up in the second half after Kalen Ponga scored a worldie of a try after a great pass back inside, got him in an open gap, which he converted to get the Knights within 2 of the game. But Jason Saab scored his second. Alome Olakawatu scored on the 58th minute. Adam Davey on the 54th. Christian Tuipolotu on the 67th, while Lachlan Croker finished off the scoring on the 77th minute. Daly Cherry Evans finished with 5 from 6 conversions and a penalty, while Ruben Garrett kicked the last goal of the game. And that was for the 42 points to 12 victory. Quickly, we'll turn our attention to Wakefield Trinity as Tom Johnstone has played his final game for Wakefield Trinity ahead of his move to Catalan's Dragons after it was confirmed he will miss the rest of the season. The 26-year-old will play no further part in 2022 after undergoing surgery on his groin this week. It was confirmed earlier this month that Johnson would leave Wakefield at the end of the season as he was taking up a 2-year deal with Catalan's Dragons for 2023. Johnson said in a statement he is devastated to unfortunately say he had played his last game for Wakefield Trinity. A few months ago, I injured my groin. We had an option to rehabilitate it with a chance to play again or operate, which could result in an end of my season. I tried my absolute best to rehabilitate, to get back out on the field for the club, fans and my teammates. But sadly, after a second opinion, and operation was 100% required. This is not the way I wanted to end my time at this great club. I wanted to do everything I could to help leave the club in a good place. I know some people are frustrated with this, but I promise to everyone that nobody is more frustrated than me about this. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the coaches, physios, and fans for the support over the last 8 years. Tom Johnstone has been part of the Wakefield Trinity first team squad since 2014, as he made his professional debut for Wakefield Trinity against Leeds during a Boxing Day friendly at Headingley in 2014. He made his full Super League debut for an injury-hit Wakefield Trinity side in their 2015 Round 7 defeat by Wigan. He played 13 times that first season at Wakefield Trinity and scored 9 tries. He scored his first try against St Helens in a 44-4 defeat, and in his second season in 2016 he scored one length of the field effort that was considered to be the best try of the season. He signed for a 4-year contract, which was an unprecedented step by the club at the time, and was arguably the brightest young prospect in English Rugby League, as well as being regarded as the fastest player in Super League as well. The German-born winger scored 87 tries in 115 appearances for Trinity across 8 seasons, and a lot of them spectacular. He scored a hat-trick in a England international appearance in 2018, his only appearance so far, and Johnson will go on to link up with his new Catalans teammates once his contract expires at Wakefield at the end of the season. Now let's get on to the final game, as the Broncos have all but assured themselves of a finals berth for the first time in 3 years and could even climb into the top 4 this weekend with a big win. Kevin Walters' men took care of business against the Dragons without a host of big names, including Payne Haas and Pat Carrigan, emphasising yet again how far they have come in 2022. They face a Titans side, meanwhile, who sit dangerously close to the bottom of the ladder, with a second wooden spoon in 4 years of real possibility, unless they can arrest the 6-game losing streak this weekend and find a few more victories in their run home. 2 of their 3 wins this season have come at the Super Stadium, so they'll be hoping for some vocal home support to help them get back and avenge a 35 points to 24 loss to Brisbane in round 12. We go on to the teams. The Titans are set to name Tino Fasamalawe into their starting lineup 3 days after the Origin, while Phil Sammy, with a knee injury, and Corey Thompson, also with a knee injury, return to strengthen the backline, which also includes teenager Sosefo Fafita on his NRL debut, playing wing. Tane Boyd is the new 5'8", and Paul Turner goes to the bench. Aaron Booth will start at hooker with Erin Clark on the bench. Jared Wallace is out, and Jamin Jolliffe joins the bench, while Kevin Proctor, with a bicep injury, is listed amongst the reserves as he nears a return. Young fullback Jaden Campbell is still a couple of weeks away with a hamstring injury even. For the Broncos, Origin representatives Corey Oates and Pat Carrigan have been named amongst the reserves and may come into the squad later in the week, but Selwyn Cobble and Kurt Capel will be rested. Corey Pax will miss the match after suffering a head knock against the Dragons, and his place on the bench will be taken by Jake Turpin. The Broncos do get Thomas Fledgler back on the bench after he was part of the extended Marine squad. Payne Haas is expected to miss another week with a shoulder problem that he's had. And it's a tough defeat for the Titans as they lose to the Broncos, who continue their top 4 credentials. It was Tane Boyd who got the Gold Coast up and running on the 28th minute, but just before the half-time hooter, Deluise Hoyters got a try to make it 6-all, as Toby Sexton converted for Gold Coast and Adam Reynolds for the Broncos. In the second half, it could have went either way. Jermaine Joliffe got over the try line on the 43rd minute, which Sexton converted, and Jordan Pereira scored on the 48th minute. Adam Reynolds missed that kick, so the Gold Coast were leading 12 points to 10. But Reynolds got over the try line after being on the receiving end of a great offload by the forwards, and he just dove over the line underneath the sticks. He converted that try, giving the Broncos a lead for the first time. A try apiece was chalked off by the video referee, so it was the Broncos that came away with a win, 16 points to 12. And that's it for another episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any new videos that may be coming your way. Big disappointment for Tom Johnstone and Wakefield to end his career with Wakefield at this time. Never say never about going back. Means that they can't help with their fight against the possibility of losing their Super League status. One of those things. The 3 NRL games, Broncos versus Gold Coast, served up a good game. So close to either team either extending or winning that game. It was intriguing to watch. Roosters battered St. George. No way about it. And the final game, Manly versus St. George. Yeah, it was Newcastle that got battered off Sydney Roosters. St. George getting beat off Manly. Life in the Seagulls without Travojevic, Tom. Anyway, tell me what your thoughts are on all the games below. But in the meantime, please remember to share this video worldwide. I'll wish you all the best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.